swear or affirm that the testimony you will give in the matter now pending before the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can put your hand down, and if you'll slide up close to that microphone. And can you state your name for the record?
Gerald Craig Weatherford.
Okay. And Mr. Weatherford, I don't mean to embarrass you, but why did you come from the back today?
I'm locked up for probation violation and possession of marijuana.
And do you know Cortney Bell?
Yes, ma'am. That's my first cousin.
Do you know Christopher McNabb?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
How do you know him?
He's the father of two. He was with Cortney Bell.
Okay. And did you know them back on October 6, 2017?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you see them on that date?
That was the morning after, right? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was the morning after.
Okay. Caliyah went missing on October 7th. Did you see them the day before that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And where did you see them at?
At their trailer off Highway 36.
Do you know what time of day that was?
It was around 8 o'clock, ma'am.
Okay. And why?
Morning or night?
It was night, sir. Sorry.
Why did you go over there?
Courtney gave me a call, and I went over there, and we did drugs together.
Where had you been just right before that?
At the apartment complex at my mother-in-law, Misty Davis's apartment with my fiance Diane and the children.
Okay. Does Missy also go by Melissa?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And so you went down to the trailer. What did you do once, to Courtney and Chris's trailer? What did you do once you got down there?
Oh, we all smoked a bowl. We smoked meth.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you think that you stayed there?
I was there maybe not even 15 minutes at the top.
Did you see Caliyah or Clarissa that night?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't see Clarissa. I saw Caliyah.
Okay. And where was she when you saw her?
She was in the back bedroom in a bassinet.
Okay. And was she okay?
Yes, ma'am. She looked fine. She was sleeping good.
Did anything else happen while you were there?
I went to see the baby. It was the first time going over there in a good while. First time since the baby was born. And I seen the baby, and I was looking at the baby, and they come back there, and they was being loud, and I was like, y'all be quiet, and that was it. And I left, and that was it.
Okay. And what happened the next day?
The next day, I got a call. I don't remember if it was me or my fiance that answered the phone, but it was a call saying that the baby was missing. The call came from my grandmother or either my mother. I'm not sure. It was kind of crazy at that time.
Okay, and around this time, were you also using drugs at this time?
I just woke up that morning,
Okay.
so I wasn't high at the moment, but I had drugs in my system.
Okay. What did you do after you received that call?
On the way over there, well, I didn't do it. On the way, me and my fiance went over there. I think we even took the kids with us. And as soon as I got there, I spoke to police in the trailer park. And
Okay. Were Courtney and Chris there when you arrived?
no, ma'am, they was being questioned at the Newton County Sheriff's Department.
Okay. And what did you do once you got over there and found out what was going on? What did you do?
I made a post on Facebook. That's how I advertised for work at the time. Made a post on Facebook with a picture of the baby, trying to get information of what, because I was thought at the time that, I was led to believe that somebody took the baby. So I was trying to get somebody to come forth with information, and I called Channel 2, Fox 5, got them out there.
Okay. Did you do anything to search on that date?
No, ma'am, they wouldn't let us search. They wouldn't let us search in the woods or anything. They said that it was like a crime scene. Could nobody go out there and look or anything.
Did you later see Chris and Courtney at all that day?
Yes, they actually, Courtney and Chris, they went with me and my fiance and 5 kids back to my house that night.
Did you first meet up with them at their trailer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And was the news there at that time?
I think they might have been. I think they might have been there before Courtney and Chris got back.
Okay. And do you remember Chris at all ever going to speak with the news?
Yes, ma'am, I do. Yes, ma'am.
And did you see sort of what he said to the news that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, where were you standing in relation to where he was?
I was on the porch, ma'am.
Okay, and how far away from the porch was he standing?
I guess he would be about 40 feet,
Okay.
about 40, 50 feet.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit 70. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am. You showed it to me earlier.
Okay, so we've reviewed this video.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when you reviewed it, was it a fair and accurate depiction of what you saw Chris say to the news that night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Your Honor, I tender State's Exhibit 70 at this time.
Mr. Carter?
Your Honor, I do object based on relevance. This is something that, Mr. McNabb, a statement Mr. McNabb made to reporters at the time in an effort to get his child back. So I would object based on relevance.
Objection overruled.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Okay.
I've never been in a jury trial where they were able to work their equipment. Never. Doesn't matter how many times they try to prepare and try to go over it, they're gremlins, apparently, that attack the machinery.
It's ready to play on the state's laptop, Judge. It's just not coming up on the.
Okay. No, it's okay.
But I want my kid back, man. That's my child, man. I want my kid, man.
And Craig, where were you standing, I guess, in relation to him, if we saw him in front of the camera? Where
Yes,
were you?
ma'am. I was behind him on the porch, ma'am.
Okay, and after that, what did y'all do? I believe earlier you said that they came to stay with you at
Yes, ma'am. They did. They
Okay.
did.
And where was y'all's house located?
On Alcoa Road.
Okay. And who all came over to your house?
Courtney and Chris and
Okay.
my fiance and children. You know.
Did they have Clarissa at that time?
No, ma'am. Clarissa was with her grandfather.
What happened once y'all got to your house?
Oh, we sat out on the porch and we was trying to figure. Me and Diane, my fiance, was trying to figure out, you know, what happened. We was trying to figure out who's been over there, like who's been coming over there to hang out and everything. And we was trying to get them to make a list, you know, trying to get them to come up with people who's been over there, and cause we was gonna go. Pretty much, we was trying to go look for the baby, and I mean, they didn't give us but a couple names. We went to a couple people's houses, and
So after they gave you a couple names, who all went to check those people's houses?
Missy, Melissa watched our kids, and me, and my fiance, and Courtney and Chris.
Okay, and your fiance is Diane?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so all four of you went to, do you know whose houses y'all went to?
It was some house in Meadowbrook Trailer Park. I don't know the people. We spoke to them because they was somehow with Matt Lester, or one of the people that they said. I'm not sure. We went and we talked to another place off 36. I don't know the address. I don't even know the people.
And did Chris or Courtney say anything that night while y'all were searching or while you were at your house?
They said a lot of things, but I didn't.
Did they want to go search that night? Did they actually want to search for their baby rather than talking?
Didn't seem like it. Didn't seem like it, but I guess it was,
Okay. And did Chris say anything about not wanting to search where they've already been looking?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you eventually, after y'all went and talked to these people, did y'all come back home?
Yes, ma'am, we did.
Okay, and what happened after that?
I went to bed. Me and the wife went to bed. Put the kids to bed. Well, the kids were already in bed. Melissa had the kids, so me and Diane went to bed. I don't know.
And the next morning when y'all woke up, what happened then?
I went to Jersey. I drove up to the store and got me a cup of coffee. I come back and Chris and Courtney was up by then moving around, and they wanted a cup of coffee. So we went up there and got a cup of coffee, and on the way up there, I was really trying to get them away at the time because I had a bad feeling when I woke up that morning. And on the way up there, I don't remember what I said, but I was insinuating that, pretty much I wasn't trying to say it like that 'cause I wasn't trying to start nothing, but I had to get away from them. We had to take them somewhere, do something. Chris was my best friend at times, and me and him was close. And he told me, he was like, Craig, I can't believe out of anybody you would think I killed the baby.
Was there any reason for you to believe at that time the baby was not alive?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I just had woke up with an eerie feeling.
And what happened after he said that? What did you do?
We continued to go to the store and got a cup of coffee. And we came back to my house. I got Diane up. I went in there and told her that, we got to get ready. We got to go. We got to, because we were supposed to go to meet up with the search party that morning anyway.
Did y'all meet up with the search party?
Yes, ma'am. Me and Diane did. We dropped them off.
When you say you dropped them off, who were you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry, Courtney and Chris, ma'am.
Okay, where did you drop them off at?
We dropped them off at Pam Hamby's, where she was staying at, where Courtney's mother was staying at.
Okay, why did you drop them off there?
Courtney was having a hard time. She wanted to get high. So, that's fine.
Y'all were you and your fiance Diane were going to search for the baby, but Courtney and Chris did not want to do that.
They wanted to come. They was gonna come, but Courtney wanted to stop at Pam's and get high.
Okay. Did you said you and Diane actually went out and searched for the baby?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you were out there searching, what happened while you were out there?
I got a call from I don't remember who it was, my daddy or somebody, and I got a call that said we found the baby's body, and I think I called Courtney right after, and I was like, they found the baby. I don't even remember what she said, and I hung up and I just took off running towards the trailer park. I don't even know why I was running, but I just took off running towards the trailer park.
So you just stated that they simply found the baby. Did you say whether or not the baby was dead or alive at that time?
I think she asked me, or I don't remember what was exactly said, so I can't say it, and I don't know it, but I'm not quite sure.
Okay, and you said you took off running to the trailer park. What did you do once you got to the trailer park?
I was running, okay, because I got to thinking about it after the other day, but I took off running because I was taking off running because he jumped out the car or something. So I took off running like I was going to do something. I mean, I don't know.
But you took off running back to
The trailer
the
park.
trailer park.
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do once you got there?
I got down, there was a lot of people there. I don't quite remember, but I remember Diane, she come up behind me, and then eventually Cortney, within a few minutes, Cortney arrived.
Do you know who Cortney got there with?
Yes, ma'am, it was Pam, and I forgot the girl's name, but they call her Flo.
Lauren Mackey?
Yes, ma'am, that is Lauren Mackey, yes, ma'am.
And once Cortney got there, what did you do?
Courtney didn't want to be, I was trying to comfort Courtney, Courtney's crying, she's upset.
Were you and Cortney also close at this time?
We used to be a lot closer, but we were still close, yes, ma'am.
And was Cortney eventually taken to the sheriff's office for an interview?
Yes, ma'am, and I went with her.
You went with her to that interview?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then what happened after that?
I sat there for a little bit. I went to the store and got something to drink, and I come back, and I don't remember what we did after that. Maybe we went to the house. I'm not sure.
Did Courtney stay with you for a little bit of time
Yes, ma'am.
afterwards?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have nothing further.
Carter?
Good morning, Mr. Weatherford.
Morning, sir.
How are you today?
Could be better.
I don't know. October 6th, which would be the Friday before Caliyah went missing, you went over to Chris and Courtney's trailer. You said you stayed there for a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
You were able to see Caliyah.
Right, sir.
You said you didn't see Clarissa. Is that because she wasn't there?
She was with Tim Bell.
Okay. Clarissa. So Clarissa wasn't there on the night, that Friday night. To the
Not
best-
that I know of. No, sir.
And you went into the bedroom back where Caliyah's sleeper was,
Yes, sir.
and Clarissa wasn't there at the time.
No, sir.
You noted that Caliyah looked fine.
Yes, sir.
She was sleeping
Yes, sir.
like a baby.
Yes, sir.
There was no tension between Chris and Courtney or anything, right?
No, sir.
There was no tension between Chris and the baby.
No.
No tension between Courtney and
He
the
was a
baby.
happy father. Yes, sir.
And you saw Chris with Caliyah while she was alive. Is that right?
That was the first time I was around them two together. Yes, sir.
And Chris, to you, appeared to be very proud and happy to have Caliyah.
Yes, sir.
The next time you went back out to the trailer the next morning once you heard that Caliyah was missing, right?
Yes, sir.
And you basically stayed there until Courtney and Chris got back from the sheriff's department.
Yes.
And a female deputy drove them back to the trailer. Do you recall that?
I'm not sure about that, sir. I just remember them showing up.
Okay. Do you recall that a deputy drove them?
No, I really don't, sir.
Did they show up together?
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir.
And from that point until the time that you dropped them off with Pam Hamby the next day, they were with you constantly, correct?
Yes, sir.
So from the time they got back from the sheriff's department, you you stayed there maybe for a little while. You eventually spent the night at your house.
Yes, sir, they did.
You left your kids with Melissa.
Yes, sir.
Melissa Davis, Misty Davis, and you went looking around a little bit to see if anybody knew about Caliyah. Is that right?
Yes, we all did, sir.
Okay. Now, before you left the trailer, do you recall Chris being emotional and punching the wall?
I remember them talking about that. I don't remember that, sir.
Okay. Was there any period of time that you know of between that time that they showed back up at the trailer until you dropped them off at Pam Hamby's house where Chris or Courtney were alone by themselves for any period of time?
No, he wasn't, sir.
Okay. They were with you till pretty late that night, out talking to people, trying to look for Caliyah.
Yes, sir, very late.
And then you came back, you went to bed. When you woke up, they were still there.
They was sleeping.
Okay. All right. In the WSB video, that's only a couple of seconds of sound. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The actual context of it, there's a longer video. Is that right?
Yes, sir, it is.
That's
I've
not.
seen it.
He didn't just walk up to a camera, yell that, and walk away. Is that right? Is that fair?
There wasn't no talking before that, sir. It was as basically it. There was no talk. He walked up to the camera and he said maybe a few words other than that. But basically, yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Then the next day, you were out searching for Caliyah. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Where were you?
I was across the street with Diane, my fiance, and a family that I met out there.
Okay, across which street?
Across 36, sir, across from the trailer park.
Okay. And there's another trailer park over across the street, is that right?
Yes, there is.
The name of it's not coming to me, but it's maybe High Point,
Not even sure, but it might be right.
something like that. All right, so you were over in that general area searching.
Well, I was directly across the street
Okay.
from the trailer, like, really directly across the street from 36. So I wasn't over that far.
Okay. And your dad was actually searching on the other side.
Yes, sir.
Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that it was your dad who probably called you and said that they had found the body?
That could be right, sir, but I can't say for sure. I really can't.
You said earlier, you testified earlier that whenever the person called you, they said they had found her body, right?
Right.
You didn't say they said they found her. You said
Right.
they found her body. So you knew at that time that Caliyah had died.
I asked, or no, it was the way that he said it, or whoever said it, and made me, I took it as, the baby it wasn't good,
Okay. Whatever he said led you to believe that Caliyah was deceased.
Yes, sir.
And then you immediately called Cortney.
Yes, sir.
Is it possible you texted her?
It was so traumatizing at the time. I mean, really, I don't know if I called her. I thought I called her, but I could have texted her. I really possibly could have.
Okay. When you called Cortney or texted her, either one, at that point you were aware that at least the report you had was that Caliyah was deceased.
Right.
And you probably relayed that information to Cortney, is that
Right.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Now you said at some point the morning of the 8th, you were just feeling weird about being with Chris and Cortney. You thought you just felt weird.
Just had a bad feeling, yes, sir.
Okay. And you said Chris said, "I can't believe you think I killed my child." Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now that was in direct response to you basically saying, "Did you do something with her?" Is that fair?
Yeah, yes, sir.
You basically said, "Did you do something with her? Did you kill her?"
Basically,
And he
Basically.
said, "I can't believe you'd even think that I would do something like that."
yes, sir.
Okay, so it wasn't just out of the blue. He didn't just say,
No.
I can't believe you think that. You asked him, "Did you kill your child?" And he said, "No, I didn't, and I can't believe that you would believe
I
that."
didn't say, "Did you kill your child?" I was insinuating that somebody did something,
All right. And he said, and his answer was in response to your question.
Yes, sir. Yes.
After you left their trailer on October 6th, where'd you go after that?
Me and my fiance went home. Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the trailer that night?
No, sir.
Did you ever go back to the trailer that morning?
The next day, after it happened,
Prior to 10:30, did you go to the house?
the night
On
of the
October-
Friday.
On October 7th.
No, sir. No, sir.
Who was with you during that period of time?
My fiance and my 5 children.
What time did you wake up, do you recall?
When we got the call.
Okay.
When we got the call the next day.
And you smoked methamphetamine with Chris and Cortney on that prior Friday, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Does methamphetamine make you do things you wouldn't ordinarily do?
Yes, sir. I would say yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all I have to mention.
Frost?
Weatherford, this text or call, whichever it is, Mr. Carter asked you if you had conveyed to my client in that text or phone call that Caliyah was no longer alive. And your answer was, you thought so?
The way I could you read?
My question is, are you certain, you kind of seemed like you weren't real sure when Mr. Carter asked you if you had conveyed to my client, Cortney, that Caliyah was no longer alive, in your estimation, from whatever source you had.
The way I took it, yeah,
So that was what you got from the source that you had, correct?
right.
All right. And when you conveyed the news via whatever method to Cortney, you didn't seem certain that you let her know to an exact degree.
Oh, I let her know.
You did?
Yeah.
You're positive?
I'm positive. I don't remember what exactly was said, but I know for a fact that she understood what I was saying. You know, whatever the way I said it, she understood what I was saying. Because she broke down at the time. She broke down.
Well, isn't it possible that she would have broken down just out of perhaps even joy that there might be hope that Caliyah was found? Like, oh, thank God they found the baby.
I'm not sure, sir. I'm not sure.
Okay, because I mean, it's fair to say you were under the influence of drugs.
Oh, I had drugs in my system, but I had not smoked any methamphetamine that morning. The last time I smoked methamphetamine was the day before when I hit the bowl a few times. I was I had it in my system, but I was not currently high at that time.
All right, but safe to say you were a regular user.
No, sir.
You weren't.
No, sir.
All right, but you did have it in your system from
Yes, sir.
probably less than 24 hours ago.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay, and you admitted to Mr. Carter that it does affect you in ways, even makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
Oh, of course. Yes, sir.
So it's fair to say that you might not be, you don't even know whether it's a text or a phone call, correct?
Right.
So what you told my client, you're sure it was definitely that Caliyah's been found, whether or not you said to any certainty or let her know that the child was no longer alive, you can't be certain.
I'm pretty certain.
Okay. Well, a minute ago you said you weren't.
I'm certain that she understood what I was saying, sir.
How can you be certain that she understood anything, that you were saying? Did she confirm that for you? Yes, I understand.
She broke down crying, sir.
Okay, well, again, could there not have been other reasons like...
I guess there could be.
Okay, fair enough. My client, she was going through some issues at that time, correct? That whole, I guess, since the birth of the baby, she'd had some issues going on between her and Chris. I mean, were you spending enough time with her to...
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. And you said that or I guess the drugs that either her and Chris or her and Chris and your fiance.
No, not my fiance.
Okay, her and Chris used they obtained those from Pam Hamby. Is that correct?
The drugs?
Yes.
Not that I know of, sir. Oh, you talking about the next day?
Yes.
No, I can't say that for sure. I could say that Cortney wanted to go over there to try to get high. I don't know if she was trying to get drugs from somebody or going to Pam's just to be able to use the drugs.
Is that a place where people often went to get drugs, to your knowledge?
No, sir, but I know Pam Hamby. And
What does that mean? You know,
Pam Hamby's the user, sir.
chronic,
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
still to this day, as far as you know?
Yes, sir.
Heavily?
As far as I know.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Weatherford.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Stone?
Mr. Weatherford, how many kids do you have?
Me and Diane have 5 together.
Okay, and are you saying that some of those kids are just Diane's kids?
No, ma'am, I got 3 with my well, they're mine. They're
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
They're all your
I'm their
children?
father, yes, ma'am.
Do you love those children?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you take care of those children?
Yes, ma'am, we do.
Okay. Did you love your cousins? Or
Yes,
your
ma'am.
baby cousins, Clarissa and Caliyah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you break into that house on October 8th or October 7th and take that child out of that house?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you kill baby Caliyah?
No, ma'am.
Okay. No further questions.
Mr. Carter, Mr. Frost? You may step down, take him on back. Call your next witness.